Hello, this is Paramjeet Singh. Thank you very much for stopping by. So, whenever you think about adding years to your life, what sort of stuff comes to your mind? Most likely, if you check out the expert blogs and tips and tricks, you would most likely find information about food, physical exercise, and related stuff. And here and there, you will find some mental stuff thrown in. But largely, whenever we are talking about prolonging our longevity, you will oftenly stumble upon the information which is related to the physical side of things, which means that doing things which are at physical level. So, changing your diet, changing your sleeping patterns, changing your physical activity. If you have none, you start to do it, and if you're doing some physical activity, changing it to in a more optimal way. But largely, we leave the mind out of the whole things. So today I want to share with you something which you may not have considered thinking about as a way to prolong your life, and that is the role of meditation, especially the way meditation impacts the genetic profile of the person. So you could visualize that meditation does something to the mind, but it is rather surprising in a pleasant way that meditation can trickle down to the gene level, where it can begin to change the things at a very deeper structure of our human beings. So for the past few years, few studies have showed up here and there telling that people who practice meditation, they have a different genetic profile in the context of disease progress. So for example, some studies have appeared in the context of prostate cancer, other studies have appeared in the context of breast cancer survivors, where they notice that individuals who have gone through the mindfulness based programs tend to have longer of, if not the same length of the telomeres at the end of their genetic material. And if you don't know the telomeres are a protective mechanism at the end of a genetic material. So if you want to visualize a shoelace, and every shoelace has a plasticky thingy at the end, and just the way the plasticky thing protect the shoelace from unraveling, similarly telomeres protect the genetic material for damage, and the damage comes from the disease, age related wear and tear. And the shorter the telomere one has, the more likely they are going to either get into a serious health condition or die sooner. So longer telomeres are oftenly associated with a longer life. So what, in that context, if you think about it, that if you are a meditator or you aspire to become one, or you wonder what meditation does to you in the long term, a recent study published suggested that meditators tend to have a longer telomere, which means that it improves the odds of them living longer. Now, it doesn't mean that if you do meditation for 1 or 2 days that the telomeres are going to get longer. But what it suggests that the length of the telomeres is associated with the number of hours invested or the duration of the practice. So if you do it for a few months, it will have that kind of impact. If you do it for a few years, it will have a similar kind of impact. And if you're a long-term meditator, it will have a different kind of impact. So whenever you are thinking about meditation, and you can think about adding one element in to making your life healthier, and as the research indicates at this point, that having longer telomeres is indicated to having a longer life. Now, remembering also that there's always a sort of end to life, and meditation does not prolong life beyond certain given aspect of the human genetic permission. Otherwise, all the meditators would have been around, all the expert meditators. would have been around, because they could have cheated out the aging process and the natural dying process. But even within the context, we can still slow down the age related decline and wear and tear on the body by altering the genetic expression. So whenever we are thinking about meditation, also think about how the genes are impacted. And some studies coming out suggest that genes are favorably altered in the meditators to provide them an extra leverage to live longer. Anyhow, that's it for today. If you find this information useful, kindly share with someone. And if you are a practitioner, continue to practice. If you would like to become a practitioner, check out our previous videos on our website, and you might find helpful material, or send a message to that to us, and we will happily send you some information. In the meantime, thank you very much for stopping by. Please do come again.
Please subscribe to the channel, like and share. Thank you.